Human nature often imparts evil motives to stuff that's simply a mistake. Gossip, of course, is about the failings of a third person who was the one not in the conversation. I remember working at the radio station in Peterborough back in the 70s, I swear. Every time somebody couldn't find a particular record, everybody agreed it had been stolen. And of the dozens of times records went missing, there wasn't one in 10 years that was stolen. It was always because they'd been misplaced or some other thing. Anyhow, I remember one evening in midwinter, I went to a store that I didn't go to very often. Somebody that I knew came up to me in the store and yelled that I'd parked in a handicapped space, and I was entitled and I should be ashamed, and people in the store all agreed with him, and how dare I do that? And it turns out the handicapped space was marked on the pavement, and it was snow covering it. I mean, I never saw it. I would never intentionally park in a handicapped space. But nobody was cutting me any slack that evening, I'll tell you. Here in Marlow, New Hampshire, an example of jumping to negative conclusions was illustrated right after the start of the Civil War. Confederates fired on Fort Sumter in Charleston Harbor in mid-April of 1861. One day, that same week, Jim Scott, over in Stoddard, came over Pitcher Mountain, and he came down into town, and he was in a state of absolute anger that was palpable. He was here to tear down a Confederate flag that Quince Jones had hung on his house. And the citizens of Marlow here did not have the spine or the patriotism that is, or the gumption to tear that flag down. By gosh, he did. And he proceeded to the Jones house, and sure enough, there was a flag on the house, a white silk flag with 2 blue bars. As Mrs. Jones explained to the apoplectic Mr. Scott, that the flag was the guidon for the local militia. See, they didn't have a United States flag, but they did have patriotism, and they did have this flag, and their son had displayed it out of deep patriotism, and Mr. Scott was totally deflated, of course, a victim of, as it were, jumping to the first evil conclusion. Human nature.